Gamer Sanctuary, Fresh Coast fans. We're gonna have a little mini special event today. It's Muggins' birthday. We're gonna be playing some 40K. We're finally gonna get Geneguard's Orks on the table for his. Actually, this is going to be his first game of 6th edition as well, so it should be a real treat for everyone. We're gonna see Muggins and Geneguard playing some Marines versus Orks. We're gonna have a couple other games going on, including my own little Grot Oscar. He's hanging out here playing with his Bitspin guys, having a good time. We've got a fantasy tournament going on in the background also. Some really sweet armies we're going to put on display on the website. But let's get back to the 40K video. Alright, Mike's breaking out the Mantis Warriors today. We have a captain with Lightning Claw and Storm Shield leading a squad of 6 Thunderhammer Terminators. They're going to be riding around in the Storm Eagle, fully loaded, glass cannons, multi-melta. We have a Storm Talon with, I believe it's Skyhammer missiles today. A lot of anti-air fire. A pair of Daka Preds and 2 tactical squads. Multi-melta, Flamers, Power Fists, riding in Rhinos. 1,500 points. Let's see what Bill's going to bring today for his Orc Horde. Right, for the first time on camera, we have Bill's Death Skull Horde. We've got a War Boss and a Big Mech. All the little grots around him are just representing the Big Mech's war gear. Astute viewers will notice that it's a Forge World model, but it's just being it's just proxying for a standard Big Mech. We have 3 mobs of boys with knobs, boss poles, big shooters. We got 2 squads of 30 and 1 of 20. 15 Ludas for some anti-aircraft fire this game. We have 6 Killicans. Everything is going to be with Grotzukas, even though they look like they have the rocket launchers. And 1 Death Dread in the back. I love this army. It's one of my favorite painted armies here in the club. Glad to finally get it on camera. So we will come back after deployment. We'll talk about mission and anything else that happens at that point. All right, here's a quick shot of the table. We can see the blue-green horde stretched all the way across. Objective counters have been flipped over. This is the Scourging mission, where there's 6 objectives on the table, and they are pointed anywhere from 1 to 4 points. Scouring, I'm sorry. The Scouring, not the Scourging. And then Fast Attacker also scoring units, which means that as long as Mike's 2 flyers are in hover mode where they can score. We got the Predators lined up here with the Rhinos as well. And a whole lot of Orc boys. As far as Warlord traits, Bill got the one where his War Boss gives Feel No Pain to himself and his unit if he's within 3 inches of an objective. So with 6 objectives on the table, that unit's going to be tough to take out. What was Mike's Warlord trait? Do you know?
They take his leadership.
Oh, the whole. Oh, and Mike has Inspiring Presence for his entire army. Right. Oh, and the river is the only piece of a serious terrain they're using, and they rolled it beforehand, and it is going to be Ice Blood that allows them to re-roll failed armor saves. All right. Tune back in after turn 1. Excuse me, top of turn 1. All right, the Mantis Warrior line advances. Rhinos disgorge their troops. This combat squad is coming back to grab this 2-point objective, and this one is going to hold that 1-point objective in the building. Meanwhile, the full tactical squad over here is going to advance on the objective in the Icy River. Predators took some shots at the boys, as did the tactical squad by the river, and managed to whittle down just a few of them, but not much. We'll see what the blue tide of Orcs over here can do in return with their ridiculous amount of shooting that they're going to be able to throw on the table. Death Skulls move forward. The tactical squad that was pushing on to this objective got shot to pieces by all the boys, failed the leadership test and is running. Still have the multi-melta, flamer, and 1 troop. The sergeant is dead. The Ludas shot up the combat squad holding the 1-point objective. They are gone. Everything else just ran forward. Dreadnoughts and Killicans moved forward, and the Slugga Choppa squad that is stringing out to hold the objective and keep itself within Feel No Pain range just ran and spread out a little bit. So we'll see if Mike can get some flyer reserves coming in. Those Terminators can show up this turn and hopefully do something in turn 3 for him. Tune back in turn 2. Top of turn 2, things are not going the way Mike wants them to. Neither one of his reserves came in. It's an awful lot of points not on the table. The Marines regrouped and hopped back in their ride. A little bit safer that way. And then everything kind of shot up with some of the boys, and I believe a grand total of 4 Ork boys were killed in this turn. He's going to have to do a lot better than that with some of the shooting if he wants to be able to stop this tide from grabbing these objectives in the middle. All right, so we're going to move on now to the bottom of turn 2, and we'll see what Bill can do to the small amount of green Marines on the table. All right, bottom of turn 2, Geneguard popped his wah just to make sure that his 2 boy mobs got across the river. The large mob with the war boss, the Slugga Choppa mob, assaulted a predator and blew it up. Before that, actually, something wonderfully orky happened. The Grotzukas all from the Killicans over here all shot at the predator, and one of them scattered and landed on the rhino and blew off the storm bolter. Yay for Orks. Back over here, this mob kind of repositioned. The Ludas shot the rhino over here and blew it up, and then the other boy mob came charging across the river and took out the Marines that were left in there. So there's not a whole lot left on the table for the Manus Warriors. Hopefully that 600 plus points worth of reserve sitting in that Storm Eagle can come in and actually do something this turn. We'll see. Moving into turn 3. Mike's Air Corps finally makes an appearance. The Storm Eagle comes in and shoots an awful lot of shots at the War Boss's unit. Manages to whittle it down pretty significantly. The Storm Eagle also shot at it. Again, with taking a lot more of the numbers down. Over here, the Predator and the Rhino advanced on the other boys mob and shot it up, trying to knock it off the objective, but didn't do enough damage to make it make a morale check. So they are still fearless, and they are holding. Next turn, we're going to see some Terminators jump out of there, and hopefully Mike will be able to do something with them. But we'll see just how effective all those Ludas can be against flyers. We're going to move now into bottom of 3. Bottom of turn 3 actually went pretty quickly. Bill's kind of just spreading out, holding objectives. The Ludas took aim at the Storm Talon and shot it out of the sky. The wreckage didn't do anything though. This mob of Orks assaulted forward and took out the Rhino, which only had a single hull point thanks to the Killicans right here. And the War Boss and his boys consolidated into the cover to get a little bit of protection from some shots. But the Storm Eagle is about to unload some Terminators on him. I think Mike really wants to get that point for killing the Warlord.
I need to.
Yeah, he needs to, frankly. He's down to a 5-man scoring unit, I believe. Yeah, that's not looking good for him right now. So we're going to go into turn 4 and see what happens. Top of turn 4 sees a lot of the greenskins on this half of the table go down. The Terminators assault out of the Storm Eagle, and as you can see, the War Boss is the only Ork left. He's not looking good in that position. A bunch of Thunderhammers and the captain's still there. Meanwhile, the Storm Eagle itself shot at that mob, and only 1 boy remains from it. Okay. It's going to move on now to the bottom of 4 and see what else Bill's going to do to try to grab some of these objectives. Mike needs to start contesting stuff pretty quickly. Bottom of turn 4 sees an amazingly accurate round of shooting from the Grotzukas. Out of the 12 shots they leveled at the Storm Eagle, only 1 actually scattered off. The rest all either directly hit or scattered close enough to where they didn't even get off the hull. But they only managed to glance it twice, took off 2 hull points. It was the Ludas way here in the back that managed to finish him off. The storm of shots that Ludas can put out has always been sick, but now it's actually a pretty effective way of dealing with flyers. The Storm Eagle, though, exploded, and the wreckage careened back onto the tactical Marines holding that objective. Fortunately, though, they passed their armor saves and nobody died. The last Ork boy, in true Ork fashion, kind of crazily charges the Predator and actually takes a hull point off it. In close combat, the captain with the Lightning Claw manages to finish off the War Boss, and the Terminators all consolidate towards the Killicans and the Death Dread. Moving into turn 5, we'll see if Mike can try to salvage a little bit of dignity and hold on to the few points he has and try to make this a close game. Top of turn 5, the Ork mech line is starting to fall back a little bit. The Terminators charged into the Killicans and wiped out the entire unit of them. They're now staring down the Death Dread, though, so we'll see what happens here. The Predator and the Marines in the cover here finished off that Orc boy and then took some shots at the boys over here. But still, the Orcs are likely going to be grabbing that 4-point objective and keeping the points lead. So we're going to move in down to the bottom of turn 5. Bottom of turn 5, the game is over. The Death Dread is not there. He's actually been destroyed. He charged into the Terminators and only managed to kill one before they turned the hammers on him and wrecked him. Back here, the tactical squad took some fire, but not enough to kill them. And I believe there's another hull point taken off the Predator as well. But the game did end in turn 5, with the final victory point total being 4 for that objective, plus 1 for First Blood Bill. So Bill has 5, and Mike has 2 from that objective, plus another 1 for killing the Warlord. So 5-3. It's actually a much closer game than it looked. I think if it kept going on, Bill would have very likely wiped him off the table, but
maybe.
You never know. You never know. Mike's rolling Terminator saves. You guys have seen it in past videos. You know how lucky he can get. Anyway, stay tuned for more information on Food Hammer, and we'll see who's going to win the Dark Vengeance prize, as well as the Iron Kingdom's War Machine RPG book. So thanks again for watching. Oscar, get out of the way.